All right, y'all. Welcome back. What we're going to tie today is the Melvin. Melvin is a large field mouse. You can tie this in articulated versions. You can tie it in standard versions. What we got in hook today. This is an Unqua U301 streamer fly hook. It is a 1X strong, 3X long thread that we're tying with today. This is Ultra Thread 140 in black. The mono that we've got tied into the back here that's going to act as our weed guard. This is 30-pound bite guard that I use for muskie fishing here in Kentucky. Super easy fly to tie. Most of it's going to be made up of deer hair. We'll get started here. I've already got the backside tied in. The beer that we're drinking tonight, this is Blue Moon Belgian Wit. And also we'll be drinking Knob Creek 120 in black. Good year. This will be our first installment of Bourbon and Bugs. Here we go. Once you get that tied in, like right there, this right here, this is a piece of zonker strip that I've shaved off in natural or tan. What you want to do is take it between your fingers and just roll it, and it'll compress over onto itself. The tail for this fly is the shank of the hook plus another half. Most of the mice on planet of Earth have tails that are longer than their body. We're going to tie that in just about even with the taper on the gouge of the hook. If you want to use this fly, you can use this to target bass. You can use it to target pike. Brown trout will take it. It's where I used it most. I've caught more brown trout on it than I have just about anything, to include bass and smallmouth and largemouth or strop. When we were out in Idaho, we called it going mouse, and we would wait for the sun to go down on trout streams like the Owyhee River and just mouse after dark, and just listen for those hard topwater takes. That's actually where the name of Splash Chunk came from. Was a joke that we came up with out there in Oregon with big fish take. All right, you're gonna get your deer hair, pull off a good clump. You're gonna get all that under fur out. This is a dry fly, so you're gonna want this bad boy to float. We're gonna come just a little bit past the bend of the hook with our backside of the mouse. We're going to pinch that nice and tight. Soft wrap, 2 soft wraps, holding it tight with this hand. Pull it in nice and tight and work your way through the fur and push it back into itself. Just like that. Now you're going to want to pack this fly when you put this fur on really tight. If you don't have pushing tools, you can use an open ink pen. I have these push spoons that I use. Bad thing is they're kind of sharp in places, so they'll cut your thread if you're not careful. You can also just push it with your finger. Just be mindful of that hook that's underneath there. That point will chew you up pretty good. You don't need to really stack anything on this fly. It's just cut it off the hide, take out that under fur, and spin it. If you're looking for the best hair fly tire on earth as far as patterns in your fur and stuff, go check out Pat Cohen. He is excellent when it comes to stacking deer hair. I'm gonna put that right over the top. Loose wrap, loose wrap. You're gonna start pulling when it, then you're gonna break it off, just like that. If you've got something heavier than a 140, maybe you switch over to GSP. GSP is normally what I tie this fly with, but I happen to be out of GSP tonight. So we are using 140, so we have to pay attention to how hard we pull. Let's just go ahead and get rid of that. Catch that in, secure that thread, Come in and clip this out. You can tie this in a couple different patterns. If you've got big predator fish that you're chasing, you can, like pike and muskie and stuff like that, you can tie baby ducks out of dyed deer hair, and it'll definitely take them. If you don't want to put that weed guard in, you don't have to. I fish these pretty exclusive down in Cave Run, and where I fish this down in Cave Run down in Kentucky, there's a lot of, like a huge weed bed right on the edge of the lake. That's where I usually fish these. Pull, and then work your way through kind of quick. You don't want to trap any of those fibers, and at the same time pulling down on that, it's going to allow you to lock that in to keep this from spinning. You don't want this to spin any more than it's going to. Come in with our push and compress it in. You're going to lose some when you compress it in like that. It's going to break those fibers off. That's okay though. It just gives you a solid tying point for your next patch of hair. Now you want to point these the bars toward the rear. Once you get it done, it's going to look similar to this. This is one of my original Melvins. I've been fishing him for a while, and he's pretty beat up because they definitely do take fish. This is a repeated process as far as getting to the end. If you want to go ahead and fast forward, just kind of pay attention to it to when we get all the way up to here. Once we get to the very tip, that's when we're going to pull our weed guards around. If you want to jump back in there, feel free to. If not, you can watch it all the way through. If you don't want to listen to me, then you can go ahead and advance your video. Don't really matter to me. Still got to get to the end myself. Soft relax. There we go. Nice soft wraps. Come through quickly. If you'll pop those like that out of the way, they'll let you go through that deer hair without trapping it too awful much. Come in with a bigger spoon. Compress that in. Nice bump there. As you can see, that's pretty thick already. When we get to the end where we get ready to shave it, we're going to shave the bottom into like a V, like a boat. More of a U actually. V-taper would look funny on a mouse. And then we're going to cut the head in. You got to think what a mouse looks like. Add ears to it. You can do whatever you want. Normally I just come in and put eyes and whiskers on it. The whiskers are mostly for me, just for aesthetics. I don't think the fish notice. Was going to do this as a live stream, but I'm kind of under a time crunch here. Get this done and get it put up. Looks like the weather's going to break here in Kentucky, and that's good. That means I can get out on the water. It is cold as I'll get out though. It's been down in the 20s for the last day and a half. It's been spitting snow. It's made some ice. Don't really know what it wants to do. It's not like out west where if it's going to snow, it's going to snow. Here, it don't really know what it's going to do. Don't forget to go over and take a look at Tumbling Creek Campground. If you guys are over in the Virginia area, they're getting set to open up for opening weekend. I was looking around some of my friends there on Facebook, and they had released a report. It looks like they got some water over there too. Creek's up kind of high, but they're expecting that to go down. go over there and check them out. You can find them on my Facebook page. I've shared their link several times. Just go over there and check it out. Get with Christy or Kevin. They'll hook you up. Good folk. I do give shout outs to people that I've done stuff for or with. Forgot to tell you guys that actually subscribe. The winner of this month's giveaway is Dennis Brewer. I gave him the option to go through my private stash of flies or have flies tied that he wants, and he chose the ones that he wanted. So he has $150 worth of flies hand tied by Splash Chomp here, going out to Oregon for his next fishing trip when he comes up from California. They'll meet him at the house, free of charge, of course. So if you guys are into giveaways and stuff like that, stay tuned. Follow us. A lot of times the clues that we put out are at the end of the video, and analytics on YouTube shows that a lot of people stop watching after the first 2.5 minutes. I know what they're doing. They're doing the same thing that I do, and they're just skipping through. Like I told the people that they could skip through to the end where we tie in the weed guards. It's normal though. Nobody wants to hear somebody yakking on. But we do appreciate all you guys that subscribe and watch our videos. We really appreciate it. So you guys stay tuned, and maybe you guys will be the lucky ones to get the next month's giveaway. We'll see. As you can see, this thing's starting to thicken up. Melvin's getting a little bit of a body on him. And we're almost to the point where we're going to tie in these weed guards, and then we'll be ready for the haircut. Now, that's the worst part about this whole fly is you can get all the way to the end, and you can get the belly trimmed out, you can get your weed guards tied in, everything can be good to go, and then you mess around and give him a mullet, and next thing you know, Marvin's got a mullet, and he just don't fish right. He'll swim sideways in the water for you, like your drunk Uncle Larry will down the creek there. So you're gonna want to kind of pay attention to that. We're almost to our point. Now this was a brand new patch of coastal deer when I started Marvin. It takes a lot, but you can get these in bigger swatches. If you guys hunt, don't be afraid to skin your stuff out, stretch it and flesh it out, and put that bad boy in one of your wife's good pots to boil down and use it to dye the fur. Or you can leave it natural. She won't care, especially if you don't tell her. And even if she does care, there's a good chance that you bought it anyway. So, you just go ahead and use that good pot to make your dyeing in. She'll enjoy it when she goes to make spaghetti and it comes out green. Nobody cares. There's probably like me and Marvin here watching this video still, and everybody else probably fast forwarding to the tie-in points, and nobody really cares what I say at this point. I can tell you guys that you're all going to be rich one day, and your cousin from Kenya is going to be giving you a check. Nobody would know. Or that your vehicle warranty's been re-upped for free. All right, now we're at the end. This is a pretty important part. We're gonna put one more small patch in up here in the front, and then we're gonna leave about 2 hook eyes back clear. We'll use that to tie in his nose and also tie off those weed guards. So for this patch of fur, you're not gonna need a whole big bunch. Just a little bitty patch will do, like that. If anybody's got any doubts that a trout will eat a mouse, I got a friend that's got a video of about a 27-inch brown trout just gobbling a mouse down right off the top of the water. Not a fly, an actual field mouse. Pinch and pull. There it is. Work your way through to the front, to the front. Pull everything back. I'm gonna pack it one more time, and that is it. That is your last piece. Now, these things actually do two different things. You can use them to push. You can cap the front of your fly, and that'll help pull that stuff back. But you gotta be careful because those things are sharp, and they will cut your tying thread. So if you get a set of these, you're gonna want to file them down. And just like that, that is it. I'm gonna come in and whip this end off. We're gonna do some trimming, and then we'll come in and we'll build Marvin's nose, get him cleaned up, and get those weed guards put in. This is temporary tie off right here. We can't do any trimming with that in the way though. Now what I like to trim with, this is just double-edged razor. Now you ain't gonna get a whole lot of use out of these razors. I buy them cheap over at the dollar store. This right here probably made a couple flies, I'd say, but they're all done. They're all done up now. So for this video, we'll open a new one. This is what's left out of that brand new deer patch that we got. It took out quite a big chunk, but definitely worth it. This fly is pretty sturdy. It'll hold up to a lot of abuse. The only thing it won't hold up to is you breaking him off in a tree. All right. The way I like to do this, I turn him up in the vise, lock it down good and tight. I'm gonna take this razor blade, put a bow in it, and come right across the bottom. One more time. Nice and tight. This is gonna let Marvin land on his belly in the water. It's gonna keep everything clear under here. And it's so much faster than trying to come in and trim that out with your scissors. If you come in and do it that way. Here, let's see if we can get him turned. You can see that's nice and smooth under there. And it comes up in a U form. So when he's on top of the water, he's gonna snake through there really well. All right, same thing for the head. You're gonna take that, turn your razor in. You're gonna come in just a little bit, not much. You're gonna wanna watch how much you come in. Think about what a mouse looks like. You don't wanna get carried away with it, because his head ain't that much. There we go. Just like that. Now you can buy these flies, but I just can't bring myself to to go out and spend $7, $8 on a fly like this when you can make it. I mean, it does take a little time. This video is kind of long, but you can make this fly a lot cheaper and a lot faster than you can buy it. Now, don't want to catch any of that in. Now we're going to come in with our weed guards. Bend it down just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Try not to catch your deer hair in. Just like that. And come in the other side, make them even. Now before you tighten them up, you can look at them. You can pull them up. Just like that. You get them all where you want them. Give them a quick little pull. Tighten that down. I'm gonna come in and get these out of the way. Like I said, you can leave this step out. You don't have to do this step. I do this just because of where I fish. I've tied this fly without it. I've tied it with. There's not really a difference for or against. But the Melvin, he will take fish. That is a fact. You can tie these Melvins big enough to be able to throw with a regular fishing rod. So you worm fishers, if you guys want to give it a shot, you can tie these up and you can make them heavy enough to where they'll throw an ultralight rod. All right, we're gonna come in with our UV resin. Catch around the nose, like so. Hit it with the light for a few seconds here. Really appreciate you guys that have subscribed. Go over and like us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Pay attention for next month's giveaway. It'll be something good, I promise. One of the last steps that we're going to do is the eyes. Now with the eyes, you're going to want to take your eyes and you're going to put them on with super glue. They are sticky, but we want them to stay. This is probably one of the worst parts of this fly, because this is usually, for you new fly tires, this is where you're going to glue your eyes to your fingers. It will happen a little bit. Don't worry about it. You're going to come in, place them in. Yep, there it is. Glued to the finger. One more time. Okay. I'm going to rotate this over so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put it on the fur itself. Come in. Put it on like there. There we go. We'll come into the other side, do the same thing, make it even. Put that side on right there. Just like that. This is a nice little size for Melvin. He will definitely take some fish coming up here pretty soon. They definitely are an effective fly. Come in and sweep some of this back just a little bit more. Most of this is to your liking. It's up to you on how you do it. Give it a tie. Check it out. If you like it, you like it. I'll tell you right now, though, if you tie this up and fish it in the spring or right as the sun's going down in the summer, you're going to take some fish for sure. I usually keep about 10 of these in my boxes just because I believe in them. All right, let's come in and give Melvin some whiskers here. For the whiskers, I like to just hold them and run them down in the glue. And then all you got to do is come in and just fish them into your deer hair. Just like that. So you can see that. That's it. Those will get locked in there. You can come in with your finger, pack that back down, and it'll work out really good. Like, share, and subscribe. Show this video to your friends. If there's anything you guys want to see, make sure you leave it in the comments below. Like I said earlier, really appreciate you guys that subscribe. Congratulations again to Dennis Brewer on being the winner of this month's drawing. There'll be another drawing coming here real soon. Make sure you guys pay attention to the YouTube channel. If you got friends that want to be entered into that drawing, the only way it's going to happen is if they are subscribers. I'd take it off the subscriber list. Some people don't like that idea just because it comes off of YouTube and it don't come off of Facebook or Instagram. But you know what? My page, my rules. Don't really matter. A lot of people get butt hurt over it. That's the best part about it being my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry it's such a long video. Don't forget to go over and check out Rainbow Campground in Virginia. They're getting geared up for their April opener. Go check them out. Make your reservations now. It's filling up quick. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on our other social media platforms. And until next time, y'all have a good weekend. Stay safe. Go catch some fish and tight lines. Oh, you motherfucker. That's a 25-minute video. What the fuck?